Okay, it is the 24th of April. This is Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
We're just getting started again. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it took a while.
No problem. No, we're just starting right now. The Tav Mem Chet, the din are laws of Chometz Avul of Pesach. I mean, as you know, Chometz should have been destroyed on the day before Pesach. So the question is, what do you do with Chometz that was not destroyed before Pesach? Okay, so that's what these laws will be discussing.
Tough Mem Chet, you said, right?
That's right.
Let me lower this a little. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Okay, I see it. Tough Mem Chet. It says Chometz Shel Eino Yehudi.
Right.
Got it.
Okay. Mayor, like they can start off?
Okay, so it says Aleph Chometz shel Eino Yehudi she'avar alav haPesach mutar filu b'achila. So what it says that the Chometz of the non-Jew she'avar alav, I guess that you gave to him, passed to him.
Oh, so the question is, what's the relationship between you and this chometz? Meaning, it says that it's chometz of a non-Jew. So what's your relationship to it? Where do you figure in here, right?
Okay.
So take a look. Take a look at the Mishnah Berura. We'll go through this slowly.
Okay, so it says Chometz, the Kule. Hainu im hu batsek, or afilu pat, b'makom shenohagim heter b'pat shel akum. So what it was, what's a batsek, a crumb?
Batsik is like a dough. A dough.
Oh, a dough. So if it was dough, or even a piece, I guess, of bread. B'makom nohagim heter b'pat shel akum. In a place we're accustomed to heter,
in a place where they permit non-Jewish bread, meaning there are places where they allow you to eat. Obviously, it has to be kosher, but they allow you to eat bread of non-Jews. I mean, I'm not sure. Like for example, I don't know. I remember. Do they still have Wonder Bread in America? I don't know if they have Wonder Bread. Remember Wonder Bread?
Oh, yeah, it builds bodies in 12 ways.
Excuse me?
It builds bodies in 12 ways.
Really? Okay. Question, which way is it building them?
It makes the ears grow big.
Right. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure what they do. I'm not sure if they take the OU, or I think it has OU. I'm not sure. I have no idea. It's been a while since I've been in America. I'm not sure if they take the OU off it on Pesach. I mean, it's a non-Jewish company, completely. I'm sure it's completely non-Jewish, and they're baking bread. So let's say this past Friday, right, in Salt Lake City, right? They Wonder Bread baked 12 tons of bread, and it was in the stores on Friday, on Saturday. It's on the stores today on Sunday, right? So it's bread that was non-Jewish bread. It was baked on Pesach, and it has an OU. It has an OU. So that bread, right? That bread's permissible to eat today. Eat that bread.
Okay.
What is this beginning of the sentence where it says if it's dough or it's a piece?
Meaning it's either could be dough or it could be the actual bread itself. Doesn't make a difference. Whether it's the dough or it's the actual bread itself.
Okay, so this she'avar alav haPesach is saying that it was what it was owned by the non-Jew on Pesach.
Yeah, right. This bread was owned by the Jew, by the non-Jew during Pesach. Exactly. Take a look. The Mishna is going to explain a little bit more about the background here. See in
Okay.
7 days.
Says shall. Eino Yehudi. Okay. Who hadin shall hefker.
Okay, let's say there was a, you were walking in the park yesterday, and you saw there was a case of whiskey there under the park bench, right? And it had written on there hefker. So somebody obviously had not wanted to have this chometz, so he took it onto the park, and they wrote the word hefker. They were mafker. They reneged all ownership to this case of whiskey. And you come along this morning and you see it there, so it's okay. You can have it.
Oh, okay. But if you come along it on Pesach, you're not permitted to do anything with it, right? You can't kick it under a bench or
Exactly.
whatever. Okay.
Right. You can't make any take possession of chametz on Pesach. That's true. Exactly.
Okay.
It's only relevant today, the day after Pesach, or last night.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Dekevan shalona asa isur b'shehiyato. Since it didn't become forbidden.
Right. Since there wasn't done nasa shalom nasa isa b'shiyaso. Since there was no prohibition done in letting it remain, b'shiyaso, in letting it remain.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's what I just asked about kicking it over. Okay, good. Lo hitilu hachamim isur al achilato.
Right. Since there was no prohibition done in letting it remain over Pesach, lo hatiru hachamim iser al achilaso. The hachamim in Chazal did not place any prohibition on the eating of it. See, the Mr. Berura is taking for granted that you know that any chametz that's left over from Pesach, it hadn't been destroyed or sold or disowned before Pesach. Any chametz which remained over Pesach, there's a prohibition of eating it after Pesach. The Mr. Berura is taking that for granted that you understand that already, but really we haven't really learned that in the sequencing of our learning.
Okay. Yisrael sheyesh lo shutaput im hanachri b'chametz v'avar alav haPesach.
Let's see, one second. I think you skipped the line, perhaps. Al Kain Ger.
Oh, probably. Okay, v'alchein Valkain ger shemet kodem Pesach. Oh, v'hiniach chametz. Okay, kol hakodem v'zocher bo achar Pesach mutar bo hechametz af b'achila. Oh, that's interesting.
Right, so you have a unique case over here. Let's say at a ger, and so a ger in general does not have relatives, right? Since he's like a teenage shenoladam, he's like a newborn. When he gets his megar, he has no former relatives and he has no present relatives. So let's say this ger was nifter before Pesach, right? And he left over Chometz, and since he has no heirs, right, after Pesach, kol hakodim zocher, anybody who comes first will be privileged to claim and possess ownership of the Chometz which the ger left as his inheritance, because he has no inheritors.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, it's this is a case where it's hefker.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so let's see.
We already know that if it's cat hefker, it's permitted.
Right. So this is a case where such a thing could happen.
So
Oh, okay.
just an example.
Correct.
Okay, and that's what the Vizocher bo achar Pesach mutar lo hechametz af b'achila. So that's what you just said. You're permitted to eat it after Pesach.
Right.
Okay, now we'll start where I started before. Yisrael sheyesh lo shetaput im hanachri v'chametz v'avar alav haPesach.
So you could have another case. Let's say you had a Jew and a non-Jew, and they were partners. Right? Let's say they owned a tavern. Right? Let's say you owned a tavern, and so they have beer and another chometz edibles there.
Okay. Let's see. V'halach atzmo im hanachri achar Pesach.
And let's say he split his portion along with the non-Jew after Pesach.
Oh, okay. Chelko shel hanachri achar Pesach mutar b'hana'ah. So he's able to get enjoyment from it after Pesach?
Yeah, the portion that belongs to the non-Jew.
Oh.
His is going to be prohibited because of the penalty. See, this is basically a penalty that was enacted because of those people. We were afraid that they would not want to dispose of their chometz before Pesach, or at least make it ownerless or sell it. So we were afraid people, if there wasn't a penalty, they would be lax in keeping these laws.
Oh.
I'm not clear on the scenario. The two people are partners, a Jew and a non-Jew,
Right,
and they own a brewery.
right.
So now what happens? They go into Pesach, and the non-Jew, and the Jew says to the non-Jew, "I'm giving it my half to you."
I'm not sure that's not clear. That's not clearly stated here. Meaning they both owned, right? They owned the brewery equally, right? So whatever's there in the kegs, in the bottles, in the brewing, all those things they own half and half, right?
Right.
So v'chalak atzmo imen nachri acher Pesach, and then they made a split. Let's say they divided their holdings after Pesach, right? Portion which belongs to the nachri is permissible bahana. Even though they owned it jointly during Pesach, so to a certain extent you could consider it to be Jewish Chometz on Pesach, which should be forbidden after Pesach. Since they split after Pesach, you can say that the portion that now is in the hands of the non-Jew, that's what was considered to be the non-Jew's chametz also on Pesach, which therefore would be permissible. But what's now remaining in the hands of the Jew, that's going to be considered to be that it was his during Pesach, and that will therefore be forbidden. His portion, the Jew's portion.
Oh. So the Jew can't do anything. Well, he can't give it to his non-Jewish partner?
Right.
Wow.
If the prohibition is in Isser Hana, so he has no benefit from it. Can get no benefit.
Very good. Okay.
In other words, we're saying that the partners retroactively established that the bottles that are now in the hands of the non-Jew were his before Pesach?
Yeah, that's what the Mishna says. The Rabbanan, and I'm reading Yesh Berura. In halachas which are relevant to the Rabbanans, you say there's such a thing as Berura. Berura is Uvar Hadavar L'Mafreya. It's retroactively assumed to have been the non-Jews, meaning now what is in the hands of the non-Jew, we assume retroactively that that portion was always considered to be the non-Jews retroactive.
So conversely, the bottles that are now in the possession of the Jew are considered to have been owned solely by the Jew during Pesach.
Right, exactly. And so what's in the possession of the Jew now, those will be considered to be forbidden. Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. The ayin b'mikor chayim dimsaded davka kishe hechametz amad bebeit nakri v'im amad bebeit Yisrael talya biflugta ein sham.
Right. So okay, that's just as a source. Take a look in the safe. That's a safer on the halacha and the Gemara Mukor Chaim. The mitzvah that he's wavering to say if it's dafke chometz omid bebeis nachri, dafke if that's chometz which is in the physical possession of the non-Jew, but beis nachri, it's physically in the possession of the non-Jew.
Okay. Ve'efshar devazeh afilu b'achila mutar ein sham. So you're able to eat it?
All right.
Okay.
Let's see, it's 10:30. I'm not sure.
Okay, so we won't be able to finish this.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll. Maybe we'll just try and finish it. It could be even in this case, eating it would be permissible.
Oh, okay. But the part of the Yisrael, the Jew, is forbidden for enjoyment. V'hu hadin shnei Yisraelim sheyesh lachem shutafut machar echad Mehem chelcho la'akum. Oh, this is where two Jews are partners and one sells it and one doesn't?
Right.
Okay. Mutar hachelech shenafala oto Yisrael shemakar chelko. The chelek shel Yisrael asur. Okay, so the one who sold it, the Chometz is permissible after Pesach, but the one who didn't, it's not permissible.
Right.
Very interesting.
Mhm. Okay, we'll pick this up. We'll pick this up tomorrow.
Very
Right.
good.
Yeah, you have to be careful with the stores a person buys from. Sometimes they're owned by non-religious Jews, and so you have to be careful. All the stock that they had out and open during Pesach, you have to be careful about that. Okay, we'll try and look at this a little bit more tomorrow. In the
Okay,
meantime,
very good.
Thank you, Rabbi.
thank you. Everyone have a good day.
You too, Rabbi. Have a
Okay,
good
be
day.
well. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Lou. Everyone have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.